think that MAPS kind of chose me. After I graduated undergrad in 2020, I applied to 3 PhD programs, University of Chicago being one of them. And so during that application process, I got notified that I wasn't going to be moving forward for like the PhD program, but they moved my application to the MAPS program. And so when I got that notification, I obviously like Googled the MAPS program, kind of like what it entails and everything. And I kind of like didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I remember in March, I got the notification that I got accepted into the program. And then that's when like, I really did like my deep diving of what is this program? What are the perks? Like what things can it offer me? Kind of all of these things. And after just kind of doing my own research, I just made the unilateral decision that I was going to move from Connecticut and move to Chicago so I could do this 1 year program. I definitely think I still am kind of on the track to apply to more PhD programs. But I remember during the orientation, which is virtual my year, they talked about how the MAPS program really gives you a strong foundation that's applicable to if you want to continue your academic career, if you want to enter the workforce. It really is just kind of this like great foundation that you do get. And so that was really appealing to me because I'm someone who I really like options. I don't like to pigeonhole myself. And MAPS really felt like this starting off point where it would just really broaden my horizons and let me achieve anything that I wanted to do with my ever-changing mind. There have been a lot of like really memorable experiences. There are obviously like moments like in class with preceptor groups, but also what's really cool about the program is they really want to make sure you develop outside of just being a student. And so they do off like there are a lot of lectures that you can attend and even just like outside activities that the MAPS program does. Like I remember a few months ago, they got us all tickets to the immersive Van Gogh exhibit. And so that was just like a fun thing to do with other people in my program and to experience that. And they have other like really cool events throughout the year that, we get free tickets to, like you sign up in time and things like that. Just for like me, like I'm a huge, just like academic at heart. Like I love school. If I could get paid to go to class the rest of my life, I would. And so I just remember like being in one of my classes with like my preceptor and other MAP students, and we were talking about these theories. And I remember like my preceptor was describing like one theory, and I was just like really pushing back on it. Is kind of like being resistant and like hesitant to like really accept like what are you saying. And I remember at the end of class, he approached me and he was like, I really appreciate you doing that. Like, please, like always ask more questions, like poke holes in things. And that was just like the first time that I had been like acknowledged or someone was like things like pushing back on things and not just implicitly kind of just assuming everything because coming from a professor, from a PhD student or whatever it is. And I think that's what I really like about this program is that, they're not just interested in making sure that like they feed us information and that we kind of give it like regurgitate it back to them. Like they really want us to like challenge the things that we're taught. And like that just felt really good to kind of just, like when you challenge the status quo, like seeing that being recognized, that was just like a really cool feeling for me. This is the second day for classes. And I think like this class that I'm in now that I just had today will end up becoming my favorite. But for right now, I definitely think like one of my most favorite classes that I've had so far, I took a health and human rights class and it had like multiple teachers, but like my specific kind of group teacher was Dr. Scherer. And it was just amazing the ways in which they wove like human rights violations into health and really being practical about solutions and coming up with real world practical ways to kind of address these human rights violations and things like that, and just being able to be in that class. And one of the things that I really like about MAPS is they really encourage you to have an interdisciplinary learning. And so I was with a lot of students who had different backgrounds. And so what they were able to bring to discussions and into small group discussions, it was just like really powerful to kind of like really get all those different experiences and insights into these issues. So I really, really appreciate and love that class because I graduated in 2020 from undergrad. And so like just being a year in quarantine, like really not being involved in like really doing anything, and then being able to come to Chicago, which is already just an incredibly amazing city that's like so vibrant and the pulse is just incredible. So like being able to have constant access to a city that can offer you anything that you could ever want, and then also being a student has been like these past few months, this past year have just truly been transformative. And I love being a student, but again, just like I think it really helps you structure kind of like a student life and social life balance because you have so many opportunities to like go out with friends, like go to events, like go to museums and things like that, because it's so accessible. And like just the fact that like I know that like 20 minutes for me I can do that, it helps put into perspective like yes, I am a student, but again, part of like being a human being is like experiencing things and having fun and relaxing and just spending time with friends. It's been really great. And I think again, just kind of MAPSS and just making sure that we are people outside of the classroom, like the fact that we do get tickets to like really cool events that are free of charge to us, are just like one of the ways in which they make sure that we are taking a break from studies and tapping into that fun. And I'm someone who like, I'm definitely not the first person to like speak up in a class or to like initiate conversation, but I definitely would say I've made like 2 to 3 like really close friends since like my time here. And that has also been just like a really big perk, I think, of the program too. And again, like just being able to facilitate and like have those connections after a year of like not really having that has been really nice. But then also just something on my mind was like, how can I develop professionally as well? Just like being able to like network, like that is something that's really important to me. I have like great relationships with my professors. Just like the other day, one of my professors emailed me about potentially working on a project that could be published. And so like there are so many ways for you to like get involved. And like I'm working in a lab right now, and on the professional side, that's been like really encouraging for me as well. Just like this Friday, my lab is having a game night at my lab manager's house, and we're all gonna get together and just like have fun and play games together. So just being able to develop like my social side, but also like the professional side, like networking has also been like really great too. Whenever I look at kind of my life decisions, I look at the net, like is this gonna be a net positive or net negative thing? And if it's net positive, I'm always gonna say yes, I'm always going to do it. And this experience, this program has been exceedingly net positive for me. And I think again, just I'm someone who's naturally like more hesitant and like when I make life decisions, but I genuinely don't think this is a decision that you feel bad about making. It is just like a really incredible program, and like the supports that you get, and also like my undergrad college experience, like I was in like a really competitive environment, and I felt that every single day. So to be like at the University of Chicago with like brilliant scholars, like amazing, like genuinely intelligent, brilliant people, and it's like not feel that competitiveness, just like people like want to help you, people want to support you, like professors want you to work with them like on things that they're working on. And so you feel that every single day. And I feel like I am someone's like very sensitive to like kind of those things in an environment, kind of like when I do feel competitive, like pitted against other people. And I never felt that. And again, as I mentioned, just like the foundation that MAPSS will give you. I don't know many people who know like exactly what they want to do. I'm someone who again changes her mind, I think, every single day. And so the fact that like this program allows for that and like just gives you opportunities. I love how it's structured, and I love that it's giving me that freedom to kind of continue to explore and figure out who I am and like what I want to do in the upcoming years.